So let's just hover over to this Astra and let's click on this customize. Once you will click on customize, this will give you the Astra customization. And from here, I will just walk you through how you can customize a website using the Astra customizer. So here under the global option, you have the options to add the global typography, colors and all the other things. So let me just go to the reference website that we have. So in this reference website, you can see we have following colors and all the other things. So I'm using this font picker extension. So let's just pick the font, and right here you can see they are using this Segoe UI, Roboto or Helvetica. We can use any of these fonts. So here for the body fonts, let's just pick what body font they are using. So let's just scroll down. We'll probably get somewhere. It's okay. Here they are using Roboto or Helvetica. That's the base font that they are using. So here let's just go there. Let's just pick Helvetica, and font weight will be 400 for the normal font, and then I want it to be 17, and then this is the line height, and this is the letter spacing. And this is the letter spacing and line height both looks fine. So I'm comfortable using what we have. And then we have this heading font. So for the heading fonts as well, I want to pick the Helvetica font from here, and then I want to be a bold font. I'll be using a bold font for this, and this is basically what we have. And this customizer will inherit these heading fonts throughout these different heading options like the H1, H2, H3, H4 up to H6. And then if you want to have the margin at the bottom of the paragraphs, you can insert it here. And if you want to underline the content links, you can enable this option, otherwise you can disable it. Once done, you can click on this publish, but here you can see our font has been changed. We can go back from here. Next thing that we have is this color option, and if I look at the color in my logo is actually blue. I'm using this ColorZilla extension to pick the color, so I'll just pick the color from here, and I'll replace the brand color, so it will update these colors right here. And I don't want to update this black color and the gray color and the other color, because I think this is actually resonating with my brand colors. In your case, if you want, you can change these colors according to your choice. Once done, you can just click on this publish, and then we have this container option. So under the container option, you can see we have this normal selected, and in the normal we are using boxed layout that have a max width of 1200. I want to make it 30-40 pixels, and it will make it a bit wider, and here you can see this is a bit wider. You have other options. You can use the narrow option and full width option, that is your choice, but I generally use this normal option in the boxed content style with this width right here. Once done, you can go back from here, and next thing that you have is this button option. So under the button option, you have these different button styles available. You can pick any of these button styles. So let's just pick this button style, or we can see what they are using this harsh corner. So we can pick one of these button styles right here, and then we can add the background color. So for the background color, I want it to be the blue color, and then the font or the text color will be white. And when they hover over, I want it to turn to black color with the text color to white. And then if you want to add the border, you can add the border as well, but I guess this is looking fine. Now we can basically go back, and this is the global settings. Next thing that we have is this header option right here. So before we go to the header option, right here you can see we have the site identity. So you can click on site identity, and this will give you again the option to add the site icon that basically show up right here. And then you also have this site title and the other things. So here under the logo width, you can increase or reduce the logo width. So I actually want to reduce the logo width right here. And then here you have this site title option right here. So if you want to disable the site title, you can just uncheck this option, and now you can see we only have this logo right here. And then here you have this inline logo and site title. If you are using the logo, then keep this option enabled. I'm not using the site title, so I'll just disable this option from here. And then you have this set site tagline visibility. We don't want to have the site tagline, so I'm not going to go in details with that. I'll add the value 100 pixels here, and then you have this design option. So here you can add the logo color, title color and the tagline color. We don't have the heading and tagline, so we don't wanna do any of those things. So we can go back from here. Now if you click on this header, you can see this is exactly the same thing that we did just now. There are a few of the other things, like you have this off canvas menus. So if you click on this off canvas menu, you can insert the off canvas menu. Secondary off canvas menu, we want it to be the main menu right here. So every time we'll have an off canvas menu, we'll have the main menu that show up in the mobile devices. So we can go back from here, and then you can click on this header option once again, and then you have this header. You can click on the transparent header. If you want to have the transparent header, you can just enable this for the complete website, and it will basically make your header transparent. In our case, we don't actually need the transparent header, so I'll just remove it from here. Let's just go back. Next thing that we have is this post type options. Once we'll start creating the blog post, I will walk you through about this blog archive, single post, single page, and all these other options that we have. So let's just go back. Next thing that we have this general. So under the general, we have this breadcrumb options. Of course, we will require the breadcrumb for the blog post, so I'll walk you through about that. Then we have this sidebar options. So on the blog post layouts, we will require the sidebars. I will walk you through about this. And then we have the scroll to top. So I want to enable the scroll to top right here. You cannot see it, but I will set it up once we'll have this home page ready. Next thing that we have this accessibility option. If you want to enable the site accessibility, just keep it enabled, otherwise remove it. Then we have block editor and miscellaneous option. So under the miscellaneous option, you can just enable smooth scroll to ID. That is basically the smooth scroll. Next thing that we have is this footer option right here. So under the footer option, you can see we only have this copyright 2025 blue water credit powered by Astra Theme. So you can just click on this copyright option right here, and once you click here you can see we have this thing here. So I want to change the powered by theme author, and I want to replace it with all rights reserved, something like this. And once you will do that, here you can see this got updated. And if you click on the design tab, you will have the option to control the font sizes, spacing and margin, everything. Now from here you can go back, and here you can see as I hover over, we have this tiny cog icon. So if you will click on the cog icon, this will give you some additional options. So here under the columns, you can see we can have 2 columns, 3 columns, 4, 5, 6, any number of columns. So if you will make it 2 columns, it will divide the entire column into 2 columns. So now we have this on the left side, and we can have it on the right side as well. And then in here you can basically control the width of each column according to these layouts that you are seeing right here. So I'm going to pick this option right here, which is looking fine. And then in here you can adjust the height as well. So here you can see this is set to 60. If I'll make it 30 pixel, this will basically reduce the height of this column. Now under these design options right here, you can see we have some paddings and margin option, and then we have this inner column spacing option. So under the padding option, I'll basically unlink this, and from the top we can just have 10 pixels, and from the bottom we can have 10 pixels. And now we can see we have this tiny spacing right here. Once done, you can just click on this publish option right here, and this will basically publish all the changes that we make.